Oh, sorry. Hey,
Hey, hello
how
everyone.
you doing, Mike?
Here. Not too bad. Mike here, founder of Magnus Box, coming at you for our December Fireside Chat. How you doing today, Luke?
Not too bad. I'm nice and warm by this virtual fire.
It is nice and toasty. I see there's also a cup of hot cocoa there to your left, my right. So got the good
Too bad
stuff
my
over
hand
there.
disappears.
But we have a lot of good stuff to chat about today. It's been a while since we've done a live stream, so we need to get back into the routine of this, don't we?
Absolutely, I totally agree. I love doing the live streams, getting to connect with our partners and see what they're saying and interact with them in real time.
Exactly. And speaking of partners, we are streaming live today through StreamYard. We are streaming on YouTube, Facebook, and in the IT Business Owners group. So welcome, everyone. Glad to have you join us. We have some exciting topics to cover today. One of my favorite things that I have been so excited for is Proxmox backups is one of the topics we're going to be covering. We're also going to be discussing managed backups, a new service that we're going to be offering here soon. And then we're going to go over some holiday tips and tricks to prep your MSPs for the holiday season. So we've got Christmas coming up, we got New Year's coming up, and I got lots of hot cocoa in the storeroom. So I say we just jump into it. And if you'd like to chat with us live, we are going to be answering questions on air. Know that Scott will probably be joining us in the comment section as well. So welcome, Scott. But yeah, so let's jump into it. So as far as hypervisors are all over the place these days. VMware, Broadcom have really caused the prices to increase. So I'm trying to think of the nice way to say it that won't get us censored on air here on Facebook. But yeah, VMware has really increased their pricing. Some clients that I've talked to, some MSP partners have told us that they've heard of 5xing the bills. I love it when a vendor says that they increase their prices, but the benefit is that they cut back the number of SKUs they have. So
yeah, it's pretty disappointing to see that happen. Obviously, usually that is to be expected with mergers and stuff, but sadly, it's very disappointing for the people that rely on those systems.
yeah, and it's one of those things where they're trying to cater to the top 20% from my research. And it's just that it puts other businesses into a tight spot because some of them rely on these systems. I mean, not only is a hypervisor critical for infrastructure and streamlining operations, but on top of that, it's not always easy to switch. And so thankfully, there's companies out there like Proxmox, there's our platforms out there like Proxmox, and then there's Microsoft Hyper-V's platform as well. And then some of these companies have also already created some migration tools that help move those virtual machines off of VMware. And so Magnus Box, we do support the big three. We support VMware backups, we support Hyper-V, and one of the ones that we are now supporting in open beta is Proxmox backups. And I know for us, we are a heavy Proxmox shop. Our data center uses a lot of VMs on Proxmox. So I'm personally excited for this one.
Yeah, I'm really excited for Proxmox backups to exit the beta stage and partners get a nice view of what it looks like. It seems to be really promising right now. We don't have a ton of partners using it, but of course, if you'd like to, you can start using them for free, no charge during the beta stage of the testing of the Proxmox backups, and eventually they'll be nice and polished, and people will be using them all the time, I'm sure.
Definitely. And I mean, what I'll do here is I'll bring up on the screen here in a moment. One second here. And that way I can kind of share a little bit of how that looks from the Magnus Box standpoint. So let me see if I can make StreamYard work the way I would like it to.
We love
As that watches,
technology.
gotta love technology. There we go. There we go. So this here is my Proxmox cluster in the Magnus Box data center. So we have a number of virtual machines that we have running. And one of the things that we really struggled with was trying to find a reliable backup solution for the Proxmox backups. And they do have the Proxmox backup appliance. The struggle that I found with that is that it's usually either in the same facility or you're using almost the same storage with it. And so the goal with any backups is to have that 3-2-1 method. And so the nice thing about integrating Magnus Box into your clients or your own Proxmox infrastructure is that you can now offload that data to a secondary location like the Magnus Box data center or to one of our backup storage partners, Wasabi or Backblaze as well. And like Luke mentioned, when it's in open beta, right now there is no charge per VM for that. We don't know when that is going to become or when it's going to exit public beta or open beta, I should say. But yeah, so these are all the VMs that we're currently backing up, and it's super simple to set up. I mean, the one thing that you have to do is you have to have a way to integrate Magnus Box into your Proxmox cluster. And all you have to do is just spin up a free Ubuntu server, and you can then install the Magnus Box software on that Ubuntu server or any OS that you'd like as well. It could be an existing Windows server. It can be anything as long as it has access to the same subnet as your Proxmox servers. And so what I did here is I just set up a nice and easy Proxmox backup container. And once you do that, you just install the backup software on it, register it to your backup account within Magnus Box. And so you can see here I have my Proxmox backup server here. And it's pretty straightforward. You just go to add protected item, click on the device that you want to add the protected item to, and we can just call this Proxmox live stream so I don't delete anything that's in production. Click on the Proxmox beta type. And then you just have to put in the IP address, the credentials, and it'll be the one time when I'm live streaming where it airs out or something. It's always technology always gets me every time on this whenever I'm live streaming.
Yeah, yeah. You can really tell we're doing a live demo if it doesn't work here, not just faking it until you make it.
Exactly. No, I like I said, I have so what I currently have set up for my Proxmox backups is I have my backups happening every 12 hours, and I have a set of the data going to one of our storage clusters in our data center. And because we know that's not really secure, you're like, Mike, you just said you got to get that data off-site. The other one goes to an off-site data center as well. And so once I authenticate, it's going to show me all of my nodes in my Proxmox cluster. And so I can drill down and I can select individual ones. I can just say, you know what, I want to do all of them. But for this demo, we're just going to pick one of them here. Let's pick my twin gate connector. So I love twin gate, greatest system ever for connecting into my data center. And then you have the option to either do a snapshot, you can stop it, or you can suspend it for the backup. I'm just going to choose snapshot. And then you have the option to do a full backup or only a CBT change block tracking as well. So those are the options that you have available. I'm just going to choose full, and then you just follow through the rest. You can put in some commands. We don't have to run any here at this point. You can either run them before or after the backup has triggered. I can set my schedule. We're just going to call this my daily backup. And so you can see I have my storage cluster that I want to back up to selected. Our Apollo storage cluster is our awesome, super fast 45 drives powered cluster that we have in our data center. I'm just going to set this to 9 a.m. So just like that. I don't need anything additional. I don't need to have any custom settings here. And then retention. I used to be a huge proponent for unlimited retention. I highly recommend that you have a retention policy in place for you and your clients. We'll go over that shortly here as well, though, but I'm just going to set it to the default of unlimited. And just like that, I got my Proxmox backup set up, ready to go. It will trigger at 9 a.m. and so it'll get sent to that location, and you can watch it happening on the Proxmox console as well. So definitely an exciting feature. Looking forward to getting it out of beta, and there's just a lot that you can do with it. The other cool things as well, speaking of VMware, Hyper-V, and Proxmox, is you can actually restore, you can take a backup of a VM from VMware or Hyper-V, and you can or Proxmox, and you can restore to either of those platforms as well. So you can also use Magnus Box in theory as a migration tool as well, which is pretty sweet.
Yeah, that is a really nice feature. And, as Mike showed, setting up Proxmox backups are super easy and obviously work 100% of the time, as you saw in the demo. But no, we've had a lot of good feedback from the partners that have used it. And actually, speaking of feedback here, we have our first comment that rolled in from Think Easy IT, which we believe is probably going to be Barry here. And he says, hi to Mike.
Hey, Barry. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year. Can't wait to, we need to catch up here pretty soon again, get you on another live stream here. But it's always good to see you, my friend.
I agree. Thanks for joining us today, Barry.
Barry's a good Magnus Box partner, good friend, and is someone that I can pick up the phone and whenever I need a sanity check. And that's something that I love about this community, is that have those connections, work with other MSPs. I know we're all in the same space, but you need that networking to have someone that you can lean on to when you need help with either supplies, support, just running ideas past someone. It's always good to have someone in the industry, and that's why I encourage people to join groups like the Tech Tribe, MSP Unplugged, or IT Bug, or any of them. So
yeah, and I think it just kind of underlines the tight-knit community we have. It just goes to show that, whether it's in our partner group or these fireside chats that we do, we're always here for you. We're always here to help you, whether it be obviously primarily with backups, but we're also here to help you with your MSP and your company in general. And I know people like Barry and many of our other partners can attest to that as well.
Definitely. And I know you got an error here up on the screen because I play around with my stuff all the time when I'm testing and recording and sending videos to partners. So, but what's even cooler though is you can do a lot of cool stuff with the restores. You guys are getting the full live on stream experience here. But
yeah, there's a lot of cool features with restores.
Yeah, and what's really cool is that every backup is its own snapshot, so you have that immutable level of protection. You can, if there was a file that was changed or a VM that had a change that happened on December 1st, you need to revert, you can go back to the 11/30 one as well. So it's really cool how granular it is, and you have tons of restore options. As I mentioned earlier, you can take that Proxmox backup, you can restore it back to your Proxmox cluster, VMware, vSphere, Hyper-V, and you can even, and this is something that most people don't know about, is you can actually do a granular restore of file and folders from that VM. So in the past, there was always some kind of an issue where you had to do a whole restore of a VM. You can grab individual files and folders out of those VMs, which is a pretty sweet feature.
Yeah, no, there's a lot of nice ways to restore. And like Mike said, I think one of the most notable and coolest features is basically using Magnus Box as a migration tool. Obviously, that's as backups, for our main focus is to be in the cases where you may have something happen like a fire or your computer just goes bad. But obviously, there's those other use cases that are super valuable and very effective in order to, switch systems. Namely, maybe you're switching away from VMware to Proxmox. So, not trying to aid on VMware, obviously, but just given the price increases, it's not in the budget for many people. We also have another comment from one of our other partners, John Reed, saying hello all, and
Hey.
thanks for joining us today, John, and a Merry Christmas and Happy New Year to you and your family.
Yeah, definitely. Always glad to have you here, John. But as far as Proxmox goes, I mean, if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to us. We're always available to chit chat about it. It is free right now. Well, it's an open beta. It is still the bugs are still being ironed out, and so just be aware of that. That it's as of right now, it's used to be an additional layer of protection. I mean, and there's nothing saying you can't use the built-in Proxmox backup server as well and Magnus Box. It's always good to have those offsite backups as well.
Yes, yes, and of course, if you do run into any issues, feel free to let our team know. We'll hopefully be able to help iron out the issue, but if it is truly a bug in the system, we'll forward it to our friends at Comet so they can fix it and make sure it's reliable for when it's fully released. And you can see our handy dandy ticker here is scrolling our support email. So in case you forgot that, it's support@magnusbox.com.
And so for our next topic that we're going to cover today is something that we are developing internally here at Magnus Box that we've been hinting at for a while. And so something that we've been working on is a new service at Magnus Box called Managed Backup. And so I'm excited for this one. I know Luke's been listening to me talk about this for like the last 2 years.
Yeah, no, it's been in the pipeline for quite a while, but I'm really excited that it's finally coming. Obviously, we're still in the beta stages and also developing some of the stuff on our back end, but I think this is going to be a really, really useful feature for our partners. It's going to enable them to be able to focus on other things like growing their business or maybe some more technical things that need more hands-on type level of supervision. And so having a managed backup option for your devices is going to be really game changing for a lot of MSPs.
Yeah, and so what managed backup is our goal at Magnus Box is to try to make your life a little bit easier. And so something that we've noticed is a recurring ongoing theme over the last 7 years that we've been doing this is that MSPs are busy. You have so much on your plate. I'm guessing almost everyone that's watching this is a solo MSP. I know that a few that are watching right now do have employees, but the benefit of managed backup is that you're busy. You have things to do. You're trying to juggle marketing, sales, everything, and it's a lot. And you're expected to do a lot of things and wear many hats. And backup failures aren't always at the top of your list of priorities. I mean, I know I've said this before and I say this a lot, maybe I shouldn't say it, but backups aren't always sexy. And there's other things that people focus on like updates, trying to get new hardware installed and deployed. And the goal of managed backup is that we help shift some of that time back to you by offloading your backup management to our team here at Magnus Box. And so the whole goal is to make sure that your backups are running successfully and that it's consistent across all of your clients. And the other thing is to help you like I said, to help alleviate your workload. And so it's currently in beta right now with a few of our partners that are been so gracious to let us test it out on their accounts. But the goal is that your backup reports will feed into our centralized dashboard, and then our team on a daily basis will triage and either alert you to that issue, because some MSPs like to have their finger on the pulse of their company and make sure that their backups are working and manage them themselves or update the settings themselves. But where we come and play is that we can actually go in and fix those for you and then tell you what went wrong and what we did to fix it. The other things that we're going to be able to do as well is tell you if your backups haven't ran in X number of days. And so we're working on building out those parameters right now. And our goal is to give you some time back, and help you have peace of mind and have a new value added service that you can provide to your clients as well, that know that there is a team watching your backups for you. I know that you are in the trenches a lot, Luke, with our tickets and our partners. Is there any feedback that you've heard from partners regarding as to why we went in this direction?
Yeah, partners I think are really eager to have this feature. And I mean, even if you're an MSP that has a ton of time, and I know those two are oxymorons, there's never an MSP that has enough time on their hands. But even if you had all the time in the world, having our team on this is super important because we know this system in and out. So if there's an issue where it's super complex, and like I said, even if you had all the time in the world, you might not know how to fix it, or maybe it's something that requires action on our end, we can do that now proactively without any intervention from you. And we can do it almost as soon as it happens because we're getting those alerts right into our system, and our dedicated team can go ahead and take care of that. So I've heard a lot of feedback from partners, and I think not only is this going to be really useful for partners, but partners are even thinking it before we even said it. So this has been probably one of our most requested features in the past couple of years that I can remember, probably since I've been working here, as Mike mentioned earlier. But I think partners are going to really find this useful, and it's going to really take a lot of time off their hands, but also just make sure that there's someone watching when they can't always watch. When you want to spend time with your family or stuff in the evenings and stuff, it's going to be really helpful for that.
Yeah, and that's the thing, is it comes back to just, helping you focus where you need to be focusing, and then let our team, and we do this every day, handle those backups for you and make sure everything's running smoothly as well. And it might be something where we just reach out and give you a call and say, hey, this doesn't look right, you should look at this. And there's even times where our system has detected hard drive failures, and we've been able to proactively notify the MSP that, hey, you might want to take a look at this device. We're getting some strange alerts on our side as well. But yeah, we're definitely looking forward to launching this as well. So I see that we have a comment regarding managed backups. As far as pricing goes,
Yes, that's correct. It looks like Daniel has said hello, pricing on managed backup. And hello to
so
you as well, Daniel. And hello,
yeah,
Mike.
no, you're driving, Luke. You got this under control.
So we're aiming right now, pricing, we're not finalized yet, but I believe we are thinking about $3 per device. So whatever your current price is, you'd add $3 for every device that you want to enroll. So you don't necessarily need to enroll your entire account. If there's some problematic devices that you're having, then you can just do those. Or if there's devices where you have a really important client and you want to make sure that their backups are being monitored 24/7, and when issues arise, if they do arise, that they're being taken care of as soon as they happen. Those might be kind of candidates for what you want to enroll in the program. Or maybe you do want to basically just put your entire account on there and have our team monitor it, and that's always an option as well. I know we have a couple other comments here too, not necessarily regarding managed backups. We have one again from Barry. We appreciate the compliment, and we always look forward to satisfying our partners and making sure they're happy and taking care of any issues that happen. And we appreciate you joining as well, Barry, and Merry Christmas to you as well.
Merry Christmas, Barry. And as far as managed backups, it's not just device backups as well that we're able to monitor. It's going to be Office 365 mailboxes as well. So it's not just isolated to devices only. So I know that Office 365, it's not a huge item, Magnus Box, that we do backups for, but it's something that we do offer is Office 365. I know I back up my account, and I have a good retention schedule on my stuff. I don't do unlimited on my email anymore.
Yeah, no, I mean and that's kind of similar to the managed backup thing too. But it's like with retention, we still do offer unlimited retention actually, but It kind of is almost a downside. Even though it's free, it could potentially increase your storage cost if you have a bunch of old backups that you know you're never going to use. The important thing to note with retention is it's not necessarily that one file is only going to be saved for, like, let's say 3 months. It's that that one file, if it's deleted or changed, is going to be saved for 3 months. So you have if you have your retention set to whatever you want, it doesn't have to be 3 months, it can be years. But from whenever, if the file gets deleted today and you have your retention set to 1 year, on December 17th, 2026 is when that file will be unavailable in the backup. So if that file stays on the computer, then you don't have to worry about it being gone from any of the backups. But a benefit of having lower retention, and I don't know if Mike already touched on this or not, but the biggest benefit that we noticed when we did switch to doing 90 days for a little bit on our essentials plan is that backups run a lot smoother. So there's maintenance that needs to be done every so often when a backup job runs. And so that maintenance requires sifting through pretty much the entire storage vault, optimizing them, recompressing them, making sure there's no issues. And so the bigger your storage vault, the more data you have, it's going to take longer to do. So this isn't necessarily to say that you can't have unlimited retention, and some places need it just due to compliance records and stuff. But if you can reduce it, we definitely recommend it. It's going to, again, if you have data packs, it's going to reduce your storage costs, and it's also just going to make your backups run faster and smoother.
Definitely. And I mean, like I said, back in the day, we used to do unlimited retention. It's still an option and you can choose that. We also encourage, like Luke said, and he said it perfectly, is that you have to determine what you need and what your clients' needs are. I've been evaluating some other backup solutions in the industry and kind of comparing to see what they offered against Magnus Box. And the one thing that I've seen a lot of is that having a good retention schedule, it makes everything a little bit more efficient. There was at one point I heard comments where, oh, well, my client's required to have 7 years of retention. Yes, on-site retention doesn't mean that your backup has to have you don't have to have 7 years of backups retention. A lot of the bigger systems out there won't even let you do that. And so I know for like me, I'd always keep 30 days worth of backups for my stuff. More critical things, I'll push it to 90 days. And for like our couple of MSP clients that we have from our MSP days that we still have today, if they have a critical server, I'll do something like keep 14 dailies, keep 5 weeklies, and then keep like 4 or 5 monthlies. And then it helps retention that data out while having some past historical data as well. And so it's just stuff like that it's always good to think about. We have the ability at Magnus Box where we can set your retention as a default policy, but it's very granular. If you want to have one client that needs one setup, but you need another one that needs a little bit longer retention, we have that flexibility. It's very easy change to make in the system. And our team is more than happy to work with you as well to strategize, come up with a backup retention strategy, or just make sure that your account's following best practices. And we have no problem jumping on a call and reviewing your backup settings. And even if it's not a Magnus Box system, we've also consulted for other backup solutions as well. And so I am always happy to talk backups with anyone that ever needs help with it. And so the other thing that we have go ahead.
Sorry, didn't mean to interrupt you, Mike. Another important thing about the retention is it's even more granular than just the user level. So if you have more protected item or multiple protected items on one user, you can set each protected item to have a different retention level. So maybe you have super important files that you want to keep longer on one particular protected item. You can then set maybe the one that has less important files to maybe only save for 30 or 90 days.
Yeah, and that's exactly it. Is just making sure the system that you're using is granular. I know that's one of the reasons when we started Magnus Box was that I had tried some of the other competitors that we have now in the industry, and it was just the restrictions were too restricted, and you couldn't make changes to those policies. And so it's definitely nice to have a system where you can fully customize it to your company's needs, your clients' needs, and make sure all your clients' data is protected.
yes, absolutely.
So the holidays are coming up, Luke, and you know what that
They
time of
are.
year is. It's time for PTO time.
Yes, yes, absolutely. And it's time for Santa to come.
That is true.
Can't forget
So
about him.
for those that don't know, PTO, paid time off. I know I know IT loves acronyms, and so I like to make sure everyone knows. So I don't know what PTO is. Luke knows what PTO is, and um, so things with the holidays coming up, it's always good to make sure that you have your clients' backups, and not even just restricted to backups, but make sure that your patch schedules are set up, your on-call schedules are set up for your MSP. There's things to check for before the holidays, and this is the perfect time where um, is Christmas on Thursday this week or this next week here?
Yep, December
Yeah,
27th, next Thursday.
time flies when you're
Yeah.
having fun. But so it's a good time now before next Thursday. You got a little over a week to make sure that things like your backup schedules are working properly. Make sure that your offsite storage is looking good and that credentials aren't expiring. Some other things that it's always good to and the reason that's good to make sure that stuff is that there's usually fewer eyes on dashboards during the holidays. Everyone gets into a food coma, the holiday spirit, take time off, spend time with family, and the last thing that people want to think about is the dashboards or reviewing them. So that's why it's good during this time, and this is everyone's 1 week warning. To make sure that you're ready for your holidays, that you have your on-call schedule set up. You know who's going to be watching things while the families are enjoying the holidays. And another thing, always the number one reminder: don't make critical changes. The day
Yes,
before
absolutely.
Christmas and the day before New Year's, be nice to your staff. Be nice to yourself. Don't think I can hammer this last change out before I step away on Christmas Eve or New Year's Eve. Think about it. Take the moment. Wait to do it next week or on Friday, which is just as bad. I have a no change Friday policy here at Magnus Box. We don't make changes on Fridays.
Yes, that's a great policy because things go wrong. I think if I remember that CloudStrike outage, I think that happened because someone made a change on a Friday. So I mean, issues like that can happen not any time of the week, but obviously you want to try to avoid them on days where you're not going to have a lot of staff on hand. And another important reminder to think about too is not just Christmas, but Christmas Eve. So unless you guys are planning on working on Christmas Eve, you actually have less than a week because Christmas Eve is exactly a week today.
Sure.
So you definitely
True.
want to make those plans either by late this week or early next week because it's coming up quicker than you think. I still can't believe that it's only a week away. So it's definitely a good time of year, but it also gets very, very hectic. So you don't want to make it more hectic by making changes or not being prepared when something may or may not happen.
Yeah, and it's also the perfect time to send out an email to your clients. Let them know your holiday schedule, let them know your staffing situation, who to contact if there is an emergency, things like that. It's always good to be transparent. And the number one thing is communication. Like 99% of issues can be resolved with a good communication strategy. So take that moment, have AI type up a nice a season greeting message and include all your holiday and pertinent information. Send it out to your clients. Good touch point. Make sure that everyone knows that you're still there. And it's also a great time to reach out and see if they have any projects that are coming up in the next year as well.
Yeah, absolutely. If something ends up going wrong with your client, especially during Christmas or the holiday season, you don't want them to not only be surprised by the issue that's occurring, but also the fact that they can't reach anyone on your staff. So, like Mike said, laying out that communication, laying out what's going to happen and the standards is going to be very important. And you want to do it really as soon as you can. If you're still ironing out the schedule and who's going to be working when, obviously you can wait a little bit, but not to rush you, but you don't have a ton of time left. So, try to get that ironed out as soon as possible.
Yeah, exactly. And so, do you have any tips, Luke? What's one thing that you would check before you go on your your Christmas and your New Year's Eve, or your Christmas and New Year's? What's the one thing you check before you leave?
Well, I'm clearly biased, but I would be checking my backups. That is the very first thing I'd be doing. And namely, again, like stuff you mentioned, the schedule, because that those are gonna run whether you're working or not. But if they're not working right now, they're definitely not going to be working when you're gone. So not only making sure that the schedule and whatnot is running, but also that there's no errors or warnings. And yeah, I think those are the most important things to check. I guess if I had to do a runner up, taking off my Magnus Box hat and trying to be as unbiased as possible, I'd say make sure you have your underwear if you're traveling. That's
Oh
big.
gosh.
You don't want to be gone with that.
Yeah.
But no, that's definitely important, but probably not as important as backups.
Magnus briefs got brought up at ScaleCon when people
Magnus
thought
boxers.
yeah, well, it was Magnus Box and Magnus briefs. When people saw our socks, they were like, "Oh, are these briefs?" And I'm like, "Oh man, Magnus briefs."
Yeah, no, that's a really good play on words that we got there. We could really kind of get away, I feel like almost all clothing, make a designer clothing line during our trade shows.
Yes. Next to the the scream room where people want us to bring computers to smash at our booth, which
Yeah,
is a
that
good
was
idea.
another great idea that we heard about. Making like a little rage room. So if you need to let out some steam, just look out for that Magnus Box booth next time you're at a trade show.
Exactly, exactly. And one thing that you mentioned about checking schedules is we were so we're so used to our system being automated with checking schedules, but there are still MSPs and MSPs clients that are using things like Windows Server for the backups, the built-in backups. And so it's always good to check, make sure that they're running. Because I know that there was a client that we had, it was a church, and they didn't want to do any cloud backups, and they had a local hard drive attached to the server. And they're using the built-in Windows Server backup. So it's something like that. Check it. Just make sure, take the 2 seconds, remote into, okay, maybe 5 seconds, remote into it, and make sure that the hard drive works, make sure the backups were running, because I've heard horror stories. We hear them all the time where a client had a data loss event because they didn't check their backups for X number of months, years. It's crazy. It's still a common thing.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Everyone has their own methods and technologies they use. Again, not to toot our own horn here, but if you're using Magnus Box, our schedules are super easy to set up and run consistently and reliably. But again, depending on what kind of backup system you have or what your clients want, if they don't want a cloud backup, you may be using other stuff. And of course, even if you have those partners or sorry clients that maybe don't want to have cloud backups, you can still use on-site, even on-site only with Magnus Box backups as well.
Yeah, definitely. And so I think that's all we really had for our show today. We had a lot of great conversation here, and Luke, I'll let you sign us out today.
Yeah, absolutely. We appreciate everyone joining us today. Hopefully, we gave you some nice tips to walk away with, and hopefully, you had fun chatting with us a little bit. And of course, we'll keep the comments open here for another minute or two while we're closing out. If you do have any questions or anything else to add, but I think first and foremost, I want to say Merry Christmas and Happy New Year to again everyone watching and all their friends and family, and hope you enjoy this holiday season and it's as stress free as possible. And if you are a partner, you can again contact us at support@magnusbox.com. But if you're not a partner, you can always get signed up by going to this link or scanning the QR code we have here. So we have our test drive, and if you just go to magnusbox.com/test/drive, you can access that, or again, scan the QR code that is showing on the screen right now. And Mike
Yeah,
has done the pleasure of showing us how to fill out that form. It's super easy. You just
well,
put
it's
your
easy.
name, email, name of the business, a referral if you have one, and then just select your location and submit. So really like probably like 5 or 6 questions regarding that, but super easy. Hopefully hopefully you remember your name. If not, you may have a little bit of trouble filling it out, but yeah, otherwise it's super easy. And we recently extended it from 7 days to 14, so you have even more time to test it out. And if there's partners listening too, you can refer any potential partners, and you will get $100 on your account, and they'll get $100 on their account. And then we do plan on rolling out a holiday special very soon. And in the process of me detailing all this, Mike was actually just able to sign up for a trial, and you can see how quick and easy that was. He's already got that there, and I'm sure if he hasn't already, he's gotten emailed where he can access his portal. So
And the cool thing is, I will actually send you a custom 60-second video and say hi to you.
that is true. That is true.
Might be
And
weird to send it to
actually,
myself.
I'm signing Mike up for this right now, but if anyone signs up while we're still streaming here, he is going to personally congratulate you and introduce you to our platform live on air. So you don't have much time. You have to hurry up. And Mike, you can't introduce yourself, sadly. So
What?
that your sign up does not count.
Oh gosh,
But
Luke's just putting pressure. Wow.
yeah, you gotta hurry. I'm trying to drag it out as long as possible for anyone that wants to sign up, but we'll leave that QR code up on the screen. But if you do have any questions regarding signups, you can call us at 888-933-2975. And then we also have our individual emails here. So mine is just my first name, Luke, at magnusbox.com. And the same goes for Mike. His is his first name, Mike, at magnusbox.com. So we appreciate everyone joining us here. Any last thoughts, Mike?
I do. When you mentioned about the holidays and hoping it's easy, I want to apologize to everyone that watches this stream right now, for your family members who will come to you with all their tech questions, hooking up their printers, connecting their smartphones, migrating their data. You are the true unsung heroes of the holidays, and we thank you for what you do for your families.
Absolutely. I'm sure you will be maybe not regarding your business, but a personal day. You'll probably be very busy on September or December 25th on Christmas, when Santa's bringing all of his new gifts, all his new tech, phones, tablets, gaming consoles. So yeah, but I think that's just about it from me as well. So we appreciate everyone who's joined, and even if you're catching up with us, not necessarily live, but watching it in the future. So we appreciate you joining us and watching, and hope you have a great rest of your day and happy holidays.
Happy holidays, Merry Christmas, and Happy New Year, everyone. Stay safe, have fun, and enjoy some hot cocoa.